Most Etsy sellers think that their listings aren't getting views because the platform is too saturated. But what if I told you that your listings aren't failing because of competition, but because Etsy's showing your listings to the wrong people? And with Etsy's newest update, this is actually more important than ever. Back in January, Etsy announced that they're focusing on showing more relevant products in the search results, which means that if you don't have the right keywords in your listings might be getting shown to the wrong people and dying because of it. In this video, I'm going to break down how the Etsy algorithm actually works, why some listings take off and others get stuck, and how to fix your Etsy SEO so Etsy actually pushes your listings to the right customers. And then I'll show you something that most Etsy sellers actually overlook, and that's how to get better data so Etsy actually pushes your listings out faster. And before we dive into the rest of the video, I do have a really exciting announcement. If you've been excited about my new monthly community launching soon, then now is actually the time. Monday is when we launch officially live, and then on the 14th is when we actually start our 90-day listing challenge to help you build out your evergreen listings in your store to build a more consistent income. We're going to be doing live calls, live trainings, and even listing reviews so that you can get your actual listings looked at by coaches like myself and other coaches that have sold over 15,000 and 20,000 items. So if you want some accountability, if you've been looking for someone to help you with what you should be listing for and when, learn how to design better, then now is the perfect time to join, because a small number of sellers who join first will get in at a discounted rate. So check it out if you're interested down in the description, or comment the word community and I'll send you the link. First, we need to understand how the Etsy algorithm actually works. Etsy has one goal and one goal only, which is to show buyers the products that they're most likely to purchase. That's it. So basically, Etsy is one big matchmaker. It's trying to match the right customer with the right product. So what happens when you make a listing on Etsy? When you make the listing, Etsy asks, what is this and who is it for? It uses your title, your tags, your description, and your photos to create sort of a listing fingerprint. And here's where a lot of Etsy sellers will get it wrong. Etsy doesn't just show your listing to everyone. You can't just rank to the front of page 1 for a niche by having good photos, a good title, and a good description. Etsy shows your listing to a small group of buyers first, and based on how they react to your listing, Etsy decides if your listing deserves more traffic or not. Etsy's watching your listings to see, are they clicking the listing once they see it in the search results? Are they favoriting the listing? Or even better, are they purchasing the listing after they click it? If the data is good, you get more traffic, but if the data they get from those customers is bad, then your listing's going to slowly die. So if your listing isn't getting views, it's not because Etsy hates you, it's because Etsy got bad data from the audience that it showed your listings to. So here's the big mistake and how to fix it. With SEO, a lot of sellers go too broad. Let's say you make a shirt that says first grade teacher. A bad title would be teacher shirt, teacher gift, teacher appreciation shirt. The problem is that those keywords are too broad. If Etsy shows that listing to all of their teacher shoppers, most people scrolling through the search results aren't going to be looking specifically for a first grade teacher shirt. So they're going to scroll right by, which is making Etsy think that your listing doesn't match that search result, and they'll stop showing it because it's not relevant. If customers don't click, that gives Etsy bad data, and then Etsy stops showing you. A good title for a first grade teacher shirt might look like first grade teacher shirt, first grade teacher tee, or first grade teacher gift, even first grade teacher team, matching first grade teacher tees. With a title like that, Etsy knows exactly who to show your listings to. And because it's exactly what those customers are looking for when they type those keywords in, your conversion rate and your click-through rate are going to be way higher. And when you get more people to click your listing after seeing it, more people to favorite it, and more people to buy it after clicking it, then Etsy knows that that listing is going to convert really well. And if they just show it to more people that search those same keywords, that more people will buy it. And so Etsy will continue showing your listing. Let's do one more example together. I'm gonna show you two different listings on Etsy. One got 0 sales and the other got 144. And I'll show you exactly where I think that 0 sale listing actually made some mistakes. So coming over here to Etsy, I'm gonna blur out the design and everything, but you can see here at the top, I have some numbers. If you've never used Everbee, which is a Chrome extension that gives you more information when you're searching on Etsy, then that's what these numbers are here above. You can also click this Analyze Listing button when you have the Google Chrome extension for Everbee installed. And when I click that, you'll see this listing is 2 months old. It's sold 0 times, 0 monthly revenue. This one is not doing very well at all. And both of these listings are actually for the same niche, which was a really popular trend earlier this year for the 100th day of school. The 100th day of school is a great niche to sell in the very beginning of the year. It's when teachers and kids celebrate the 100th day of school. This year was an exceptionally great year for this niche because people were mixing the 6-7 trend with 100th day of school, and both of these designs are for the 67 plus 33 100th day of school niche. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, that's okay, but if you join my monthly trend reports, then you will know when these trends are happening ahead of time so you can get in on them as well. But let's take a look at the SEO that this seller used that got them 0 sales. Their title starts with, it's my 67 plus 33 days of school unisex t-shirt. I think that's fine. I would have cut out the unisex t-shirt part because is anyone searching for unisex t-shirt? No. They are searching for a shirt. So that's just kind of a waste of title space. Then they said, bruh, it's my 67 plus 33 days of school shirt. That's basically the exact same thing except with the word bruh. If you wanted that, you could have just put that at the very beginning. So again, kind of just wasting space with the title here. And so far, we've only catered to someone who knows they want a 67 plus 33 100th day of school shirt. If someone was looking for a funny 100th day of school shirt, this person wouldn't even be showing up. Then it gets worse. They said funny school sweatshirt, which if someone typed in funny school sweatshirt, which I don't think is actually a good keyword, this probably isn't what they're looking for. They're probably looking for some kind of teacher meme or funny school shirt. And then lastly, we have the most generic SEO of all of teacher gift. Again, if someone's typing in teacher gift, they're probably looking for a gift to give a teacher, not specifically a shirt for that teacher to wear one very specific day of the entire year. So now let's come over to the person who got 144 sales with the same niche. Again, using Everbee, we can see at the top here that this listing's 3-month-old. So notice they listed it a little earlier than the other person, which does make a big difference as well. They got 4,725 views, which Everbee is saying was a 3% conversion rate, which is pretty good. Again, 2 to 4% is normal. And they got 144 sales. And if you haven't signed up for Everbee, I will put a link to a discount code down in the description. It is something I use every single day for my business to get data like this on Etsy listings that I'm looking at for competition to figure out what types of keywords I should actually use in my own title and tags. But let's take a look at the title and tags for this listing. And you might be looking at this listing saying, oh, this one only sold well because it was $6.25. How can we even compete with that? But I knew you were already thinking that. If we click on the style and size and actually look at it, the only thing that's selling for $6.25 is a baby shirt for 6 to 12 months in only the color white. So this is something called a loss leader, where they sell one item at a loss to make it look like the listing is less expensive. The other person was doing it too, but theirs was for $10. The actual adult extra large shirt, or even the large shirt, is $21.99 for the shirt. And then they're charging $4.99 for shipping. So they're really charging $27 for this shirt. So back on to the SEO, but I did want to address that because I get questions like that all the time here on my channel. Their SEO looks like this. I survived 67 plus 33 days of school shirt. Totally fine. Again, completely describes what this item is if someone already knows what they're looking for. But what I love here is they've had 100 days of school shirt. So again, if someone's looking for a funny 100th day of school shirt, there's a pretty good chance they would also think that this is very funny. So that's a great place to be coming up in the search results. Next, we have 100 Days of School Sweatshirt. This listing is doing something we'll talk about later in this video and also selling sweatshirts in their listing. Then they have 6'7" school shirt. I think that's around the time that the 6'7" trend was really popular. So I do think this was a good use of SEO, because if someone was searching for that and saw this, they're like, ooh, the 100th day of school's coming up. I'll buy that shirt. That's funny. We're still a good fit for that person. We always want to be thinking, if someone actually typed this in, am I exactly what this person is looking for? Am I relevant? And lastly, they had the 100th day of school, which is a little repetitive, but there's only so many keywords that you realistically want to be coming up in a listing like this for. So hopefully you can see the big difference between the SEO. So the key thing to remember here is that relevancy is key. You only want to be showing up in search results when your item is actually exactly what that person's looking for. You don't need to be seen by everyone to get sales. You just need to be seen by the right customers. So now that you're doing your SEO right and you're using relevant keywords, let's talk about how to get Etsy to actually push your listings more. For this, you need two things. Like we talked about, you need the right audience. And number two, you need good data from that audience. And this is again where a lot of sellers mess up. Even if Etsy finds the right people to show your listings to, if then your listing doesn't actually convert, the person doesn't click it, they don't buy it, they don't favorite it, then Etsy will stop showing it. So we need to talk about increasing your conversion rate. Your conversion rate is the number of people who actually click your listing and then actually purchase it. A normal good conversion rate on Etsy is actually 2% to 4% of people that click your listing actually buy it. This is a really important number to understand. So you're not seeing that like, hey, my store got 100 visits today, but I only got 2 sales. I feel really bad for myself. Now you can look at that and be like, hey, I have a 2% conversion rate. That's normal. I just need to get that up a little bit. But what if you can actually improve that 2% conversion rate? If you bring it up to a 3% conversion rate, then those same 100 people who clicked your listing would mean 3 sales. Or what if you could bring it up all the way to a 7% conversion rate? Then that means for every 100 customers, you would get 7 sales, which is more than double, without needing to get more traffic. And more importantly, Etsy sees that your listing is really highly converting and they'll push it out to more customers. But how do you actually increase your conversion rate? One big issue that I see is a lot of buyers won't purchase because they're confused. And you can fix that with having the right photos actually in your listing. One thing that can really help with that is a size guide photo. So not just a size chart that tells them it's 16, 18, 22 inches wide, which I don't even know how many inches wide my shirts are, but actually a size guide that shows what it looks like on a size medium, what it looks like on a size large, so people can get a good idea of how that shirt actually fits for people and give size recommendations. There's actually some great size guides that you can purchase right on Etsy and then just include in your listings, and these can really go a long way. If you have more complicated listings, it's important to include pages like how to order. Another page that a lot of people miss including is a reviews page. So showing a page of your reviews, better yet, if they can be photo reviews, and show that customer that you have other happy shoppers to really help lessen the buying anxiety. Really just anything that answers the questions that they might have instantly. If you're not sure what types of questions that you might get because you're new, I'd recommend looking at a bunch of best-selling listings on Etsy for the same product that you're selling and see what types of photo cards they're including in their listings. The faster someone feels confident, the faster they'll buy. And this next one actually might be a little bit of a hot take, but I really say that you shouldn't include too many colors in your listings. I see this with shirt listings all the time. They'll have 10 or 20 different colors for sale in the drop down for people to purchase from. But then they'll have a picture with even more colors to choose from that you can't even buy from the drop down. It'll be a big color chart with like 30 different colors. It doesn't even tell them which colors are available for purchase or if they'll have to message you to get those other colors. If I was a buyer sitting there looking at it for 10 minutes trying to pick my perfect color, and then I went to actually purchase it and couldn't find that color in the drop down, I might actually leave that listing to find someone else if I was feeling frustrated in that moment. And having too many colors can just create decision fatigue. So here's what I recommend. Have somewhere between 6 and 10 colors in your listing and make sure that you're labeling those colors really clearly on each and every mock-up. It should say what color color the shirt is in the photo. So when they go to purchase, they don't have to go find the color chart to see what the name of that color was. And it makes it a lot easier to choose. People are buying your design, not necessarily the color of the shirt. It's nice to give them some choices, but I promise you don't have to give 30 choices for a customer to convert on your listing. We want to make it simple and easy to buy. And this next tip is actually one of the biggest levers of them all that you can push to increase your conversion rate in your listings. This one alone sometimes brings me up to a 7% conversion rate in a month in my Etsy store. And that is selling multiple variations in your listings. If you sell something like clothing, that could mean selling sweatshirts, t-shirts, and long sleeves all in one listing instead of just shirts in one listing and sweatshirts in another. Or if you're not selling clothing and you're selling something else like mugs, tote bags, candles, or blankets, then that can mean actually making variations of your design. On a blanket, that might be, instead of offering just one color of your design, you offer that same design but in 4 different color patterns to match people's living rooms. On candles, you could sell a best friend gift, but instead of just one funny saying, you sell 4 different designs that are all for that same best friend gift, but say something a little bit different. That way, if someone isn't completely happy with the one design and maybe before they would have clicked off and gone and shopped someone else's listing, they can actually stay put and shop your listing instead. This also increases the chances that you'll sell more than one item to that same customer as well. And again, when you have that higher conversion rate, that gives really good data to Etsy. And when Etsy gets good data that someone clicked the listing and over 4% of them all bought it, they're gonna keep showing that listing to more customers. And then I have one last bonus for you that I think a lot of sellers really overlook, which is actually one more way to increase your conversion rates and your overall quality score on your listing, so Etsy will show you more. And that is actually increasing the number of reviews that you get in your store. Most Etsy stores have about a 10 or 15% rate of reviews they get versus sales. But if you can get that up to 20 or 25%, this is really going to boost your listings, because it's not just sales that tell Etsy that they should show this to more customers. Good reviews also help to boost the quality of that listing, because they know that that customer was really happy with it and other customers might be as well. This also helps build trust in your shop overall. Even if you don't have any reviews for a new item that you purchased, if you have hundreds of 5-star reviews on other products, then people are going to feel a lot more comfortable shopping with you. And there's actually one simple strategy to get your reviews to that 20 or 25% review mark, and that's to actually just send every customer who orders from you a message asking for reviews. Here's the exact message that I've sent to my customers for years that has gotten me that 20 to 25% review rate. It says, I hope everything with your order showed up great. I'm a pretty new seller on Etsy and would love if you could leave me feedback on my little shop. Smiley face. To do this, you would click on you at the top right of your page and then review your purchases. We're also trying to include more photos in our listings. If you'd like to include a photo, we would be so grateful. Thank you for supporting our small business. Now, before you're like, oh, that's a little too cutesy, I don't want to say my little shop or that I'm a new seller, please remember that people are more likely to do you a favor when they think you're a cute little small shop that's selling handmade items. And while you may not be crafting these items yourself, you are probably watching this as a one-person business, and you really want to highlight that. I've seen people try and change this message to make it more corporate, and it doesn't work right. If anything, you want to cute it up. Even best case scenario, if you're selling in a niche that you really understand or that customers are really passionate about, you could even include a funny little line or something that kind of ties back to the item that they purchased. So if you've got a little extra time, even make this a teeny bit more personal. Don't make it too long, but you want to keep that framework of asking them to leave you a review because you're a little shop that's new. Tell them how to leave the review and request the photo. Trust me, these come in handy all the time to use them in your listing photos, or even sometimes changing it out to be your main listing image if it's good enough. And again, this works because more reviews equals more trust equals higher conversions, and higher conversions equal more traffic. So if your listings aren't getting any views, it's not just random, it's data. So remember to be specific with your keywords so that you get in front of the right buyers, and make sure that your listings are great so that they'll be likely to buy them after they click it. Do that and Etsy will push your listings for you without you even having to run any ads. Most people are out there trying to game Etsy with little tricks, but just remember, Etsy's just trying to show the right product to what the buyer is actually shopping for. If you can do that, Etsy will reward you. I hope you found this super helpful. Don't forget to comment the word community if you want the link to my private community that is launching right now. And make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more great print-on-demand videos just like this. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.